There's Mary Ann and her mother. There's Anthony Patterson. There's Kim, who I just met. I can't really see many more people. And Steven's here. Angela and so many people. Alice. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for going through the parking dilemma tonight in Ybor City. And thank you to the Fringe for offering up this space. Usually, I think we have an open mic every Tuesday night. So this is my first time here. I do need to say thank you to the Gobiel Foundation for the micro grant that's made this all possible. Is there anyone here from the Gobiel Foundation? So we can relax. Thank you. I guess have to thank again Charles Hines. Wow. Blackjack. There's so many people that maybe not here that I can thank, especially my daughter, Sydney.
Okay.
She's in Pittsburgh. She helped design the cover. And she's wonderful. Actually, she's basically my reason for living. And I'll just say that. Really, she is. I do need to, before I get here, I do need to recognize somebody that passed last Sunday. Her name was Christy Sobel. She was a friend of mine from high school. She was supposed to come to a poetry retreat that I had called the Metanoia Retreat. It was in Fernandina Beach, Amelia Island, for the North American right whales. She got as far as South Carolina, and for some reason she couldn't make it, and she turned back. And we sent her goodie bag, and we said, hey, we'll see you at the high school reunion next year, which is next month, which is my 50th high school reunion. But Christy's so full. Passed away last Sunday. So it's a lesson, right? I'm thinking of my good friend M.A., who is in hospice. She's lying on her couch right now. I visit her often. She has a tricuspid valve that's leaking, and she's 85. And her outlook is, I'm glad that my body is going and not my mind. Lastly, Ryan Zara. I met him last month at the Countdown Improv Festival at HCC. We chatted at the final night and got to kind of know each other. He's from the Philippines and a really talented guy, and hooked up with him on Facebook. And he just posted that he's in the hospital after catching COVID 10 days ago. His kidneys are failing, and all of his internal organs. His post was all about love and saying how he loved all the experiences he's had in his life, and all of the good and bad, and all of the people he's met. And that's really what brings me to tonight, is love. I love words. I love the sound of words. And it's almost incredible that I can stand here in front of other human beings, project a sound wave that goes into your ears that makes some sort of sense to reflect an image in your brain and makes you want to clap or click your fingers, and maybe helps you to feel love. And I'm hoping that's what my goal is tonight, is to help you all feel love. Yeah. Thank you so much again for coming. Somebody's asked me, what is my book about? And I thought to myself, oh yeah, it's about climate change. both external and internal. And climate change, and you probably all know this, is extreme weather. You know, we're dealing with sweltering heat domes, like we've just experienced in Florida. Devastating inland flooding, like it's happening now in Libya. And record-breaking wildfire seasons that happened in Australia. A lot of climate change, don't you think? So 9 years ago, when I started this project, the Hatchet Son, I also noticed a climate change moving from Pittsburgh to Tampa. And, you know, back then, some people didn't think climate change was real. Perhaps they were climate deniers. And perhaps some parts of our government are climate deniers. But you know, now it's not just climate change, it's climate emergency, climate crisis, and climate justice. Climate affects everybody, no matter race or creed or gender or sexual preference. Our houses are on fire. So hopefully, this is the one thing we all have in common, finally. And we can all think to ourselves, let's project love to each other and to the planet. Because no matter how we go out, all there is love. There's a quote in my book by Oliver Sacks. So I think this is my phone. And that quote is, that's actually a haiku. That I wrote, but I don't have it. I have been a sentient, thinking animal on this beautiful planet that in itself has been enough, an enormous privilege and adventure. All right, so before I get started reading, I need everybody to do a little laughter yoga. I need you to take a deep breath. Okay, you feel better? Yeah. Thanks. All right, get rid of this thing. So I'm not a spoken word artist, I'm a traditional poet.
That's not true.
And the funny thing is that I relate so much. I've tried to do spoken word, it's extremely difficult. Well, the one thing I think we have in common is sound. And I really love sound. So 9 years ago, when I first came down, the reason I came to Tampa, I'd say to some people, because of a job opportunity, but to you all and everyone else that I trust, I say, because of a divorce. This poem I wrote on the beach. Cypress Point Park is my beach. It's called the Airport Beach. It's probably all that engine fuel coming down. Very good for the climate. But I just remember, I live near a beach. Oh my God. From being from Pittsburgh, you see. So this is called I Am Here on the Map. Wednesday, between the bay laps and the slow speed sign, the one with a cormorant perched upon it, wings spread wide and preening, manatee zone, minimum wake, I am here. Like the horny gastropod underfoot, barnacled, algae on mud flats, in shallow waters, I make my home here, eat or be eaten. probably one of the first poems I wrote when I got to Florida. But this was one of the second poems that I wrote, and like Charles, I put it away. I kept bringing it back and putting it away. Not probably for the same reasons, but I just couldn't figure it out. But I think it's an anthem for me. It's called Florida Reincarnation. I am so over it with Sisyphus, always pushing upward, weakening like an elderly atlas. Muscles turn to fat, soft with age. I want to be the toad, the rooster, in the lake behind me, the two-headed alligator. Those gulls who guffaw in the parking lot. A tick, tick, ticking reminder that the sea is near. That I can go naked into the salt water. An animal of my own making. I don't know if this was the best method, but maybe I would rethink this in the future. That's not it. Where is that? Okay. So, changing, right? Let's find it now. Where it is. So, octopus. Bizarre animal, right? I mean, look at us, right? We are limited, not the octopus. So this is entitled, all of these poems, by the way, have been published. There's a complete listing in the back elsewhere, and I don't think it would be interesting to you to know where they've been published, but they have been. Thank you. This is called When the Octopus Dreams. When the octopus dreams, she changes color from light to dark, from white to brown to camouflage, like the spotted rock coral on which she rests. The scientists that watch her as she sleeps, the aquarium in the lab, he speculates that she is dreaming, perhaps about catching a crab. He videos her, takes notes. The Great Pacific Octopus has 3 hearts, 9 brains, 1 central brain which controls her smaller brains in each of her arms, a complex nervous system. Her color-changing image pops into mind as I am driving on Hillsborough Avenue. She sleep dreaming of a crab in her tank, and I drive highway hypnotized, concentrating on the road. Pedestrians, traffic signals, other cars. The steeple of the Seminole Baptist Church ahead becomes the Eiffel Tower. In my thought soup, another image, my daughter and I, huddled in front of the Mona Lisa, our Louvre selfie. Am I changing color? The decaying shell of a mobile home, no wheels, has vines growing from window holes. Pulls past me as I signal to turn onto 275. Love making lost by the lake. My ever-changing underbelly, rainbow before the storm. Shopping list, pays, bills to pay, emails to write. Is anybody watching me? If only I had another brain, another heart, an extra arm. So, in this book, there are lots of animals and flora and fauna, I would say, because it was all so different when I moved down here. It was all so different. And also, I guess they kept me company, all the different animals that I would be meeting. And they also made me feel more human, feel more attached to my world around me. This was the wrong system, guys. Because I can't get my... What's that?
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers. Oh, thanks for noticing. Yes, these little sticky notes are Mr. Rogers. I'm from Pittsburgh, after all, and my daughter's fiance, Joey, gave them to me for Christmas. They've been together for 15 years, and they're getting married next year, so yeah, that's going to be another book. This is called Millipede from Mars. Have you ever just watched a millipede? Let's do it sometime. Like, that's my Saturday night, usually. Millipede from Mars. After the dinosaurs lay down in their fossil beds, and the ice ages shift from Pleistocene to Holocene, some 11,000 years of weather ago, there walks into my apartment this millipede. Lakeland and Venice both report the wettest month of May on recent record. With his elongated body, segmented, millions of legs, slow choreographed, determined stride, he follows me around like a new pup. While I unload the dishwasher, feed the cat, he climbs on the wall to observe this. He shadows me down the hall as I do laundry, moving steadily, catching my psyche. He stops in front of the printer stand that was unpacked months ago and stacked in what seems like as many pieces as his leg. Like him, I am balanced, slow-moving, one foot in front of the other, mostly blind. A forward-thinking late bloomer, I take my direction from insects, the rain, and Mars. True, if you see me squinting, I'm sort of blind. And also, I am a late bloomer. You wouldn't guess this, but I'm over 60.
What? No way.
You wouldn't guess this, but I'm over 65.
Not to a 35.
You should do that.
You wouldn't guess this, but I'm over 66. And there it stops. And next year I'll be over 67. Yeah, so it's quite a thing to like all of a sudden just have like 4 books, you know, like, under my belt. And it's a different thing to write a book. You have to go through a publisher and all of that kind of stuff, which is sort of the business side, which I really don't like. So, but yeah. So I have 2 other ones on the way. Shaving the Yak. That's almost written. And then one called The Patient Actor, which it's about my standardized patient acting. And I've learned a lot of diseases through that, so it's interesting, sort of. But also, I have been an actor. I am an improv artist and actor. Early on, I've acted in movies, 3 movies, and I've written 2. So I mean, I had to do something with my youth. Come on. So this is it. So this book actually was entitled "Living with Lizards" for the longest time. And then I went to a workshop and they said, they don't like the title. So what we did was an exercise, and this might be interesting for people who are page poets. You write a title bank, and you just list like 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 titles, and then you try them on, like shopping for titles, something like that. So it used to be called Living with Lizards. There's actually 3 Living with Lizards poems in this collection. This one is called Living with Lizards 3. I carry him in the yellow watering can that I keep in the bathroom closet, where he breathed his last lizard breath, where I found him motionless, months dead. Unceremonious, I wear no bra, no makeup, finger comb my hair. His funeral only I attend. At the garden, his final resting place, I spray water in the can. He floats upwards towards me, a small one, a teenager, paper thin, washes to the ground with the flip of the can near the flowering Mexican time. His lifeless, immature body now glistens in the light of day. I examine his claws, tail, can see his skeletal outline under the leathery skin. He had starved in the yellow watering can, desperate for food and water, crawled up in the spout and died. Was he alive at Thanksgiving, at Christmas? In my earlier days, I may have flushed him down the toilet like a pet guppy or goldfish, but today I minister to this departed soul who died alone. He was, after all, a secret roommate, a presence that breathed the same air as me. I deliver him back to the earth. It's Sunday, 5:30-ish. I am thirsty. I return to the apartment to finish New Year's cleaning. To my cat, wonder who's next. Oh, spoiler alert, it was my cat. Poor Mook. Oh. So there's a friend of mine who's supposed to be here today. She also had COVID, but she's not admitting that she had COVID. So just so you know, she had COVID. She's really tired. You had COVID. I really wanted to be here, but I'm so tired. You had COVID. So she said, oh, I really like this. She ordered the book. Thank you so much. She said, I really like that poem called I Could Hear My Heart Breaking. So I was going to read it, and she was going to react like, oh, I really love that poem. But so now you have to like be witness to this poem that I was going to read. All right. So when I got down to Florida after the divorce, and I was communing with all these millipedes and cormorants and, animals, seagulls and such, then I was like, oh, maybe I could, see another human, And I did. I saw another human for about 5 months, and it was delicious. It was great. Yummy. Yeah, except you know how humans are. So he broke my heart. And this is called I Could Hear My Heart Breaking. It sounds like tractor trailers, motorcycles, sputtering engines, rubber tire tread that remains the side of the road, plastic bag, left shoe, sitting in the parking lot, the Wawa on Anderson Road, my stomach like undercooked street skewered chicken. I am smudged mascara, closed car windows, 130 degrees, like a child left strapped in her car seat. I really like that poem. I have COVID. Okay, we're getting down to the finish line. I know a lot of people have signed up for the open mic. Then there's going to be some wine and cheese over there, which is kept cold naturally due to the temperature here. I'll do some book signing, and they are available for sale. All my books are here. All my friends, all my entire life is here. All right, so let's see here. We're going to go to, so again, when you're alone and you have nothing to do but write poems, so when you were a kid, maybe, or even now, do you ever look up in the sky and see things? Like flying objects? No, like we used to do that, like, and I still do that. Like I'll look up at the sky and then I'll see a shape or something like that. So this is also a poem. It's called "I See T-Rex in the Clouds." Massive head, puny forearms, long scaly tail, slightly curled at the end. He sits on ferocious haunches, or she. Perhaps egg-laying 68 million years ago, like the pregnant female unearthed in Montana, big sky, DNA in the medullary bone, Jurassic Park dreams. Confirmed, dinosaurs are connected to birds. The medullary bone, calcium white bones, eggshells like clouds, windswept now, then muddled, opaque, misty, shape-shifted, now just clouds, greasy white ink spots blocking the sun, a bobbing pay pelican, and I are the only witnesses. How mercurial are clouds. And so now, I don't know, we don't have these creatures in Pittsburgh, so these are totally new to me. But they're Muscovy. Does anybody not know what a Muscovy is? Muscovy ducks?
The red leathery face. Yeah.
We don't have them in Pittsburgh, so
Cute.
some people think they're cute, okay? Some people, and I would say that other Muscovy ducks think they're cute too. And this is what I want to say. It's just like, there are animals that are vile, animals that are weird. Well, there are humans that are vile, humans that are weird. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta love each other, right? Remember, that was the premise here, love. All right. Muscovy. Ugly. Warty garbage ducks. I watch them waddle, march, feathered marines, duckling recruits, clawed, webbed combat boots, patches of red bumpy flesh surrounding beaks, eyes, and face, like some bizarre radioactive mutation. Halloween mask in perpetuity. They squawk and trill, they hiss, rip through trash bags, wag their tails. They outsize cats, squirrels, and small dogs who keep their distance as the birds convene between the apartment homes and lakes, recreate a sloppy comic version of West Side Story. Striking beaks, flapping wings, ungainly Muscovy duck fight. And the ducks thank you too. So I have two more. It's a 2-minute warning. So if you could just hold everything, until we have the intermission. Cross your legs if you have to. Well, thank you for being such a delightful audience. Thank you again for coming out. I can't wait to hear everybody in the open mic. And gee, I did bring 2 poems for the open mic too. We'll see if we have time. Will says we can stay forever, so.
That's right, 5 a.m.
That was at 5 a.m. So, this poem is called If Ancient Forests Fall. If ancient forests fall, then what of the wood stork and her baby, like wraiths floating white just to the right of the boardwalk, fashioned from bald cypress, slithering like a Burmese python through this corkscrew preserve, markers like gravestones naming the vanished, burned to their knees, cypress log, the green, the language of regrets, silence no more, the rhythm of the pecker, the alligator, slimy soup and salad, teeming green swamp, gone, hiding claws and scales, and bulging eyes of diamond yellow.
I know this is unprecedented. I'm going to take a sip of water here. Oh, please.
You deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know we did a second one. Okay, so this is the title poem. What is the name of the title poem?
The Hatchet Son.
Hatchet Son. How empty the lake with no water, weeds, grass, and dried cattails, where water once was, where water hid fishes, where water gave deer a drink. The lake lay here like a lover, the first glimpse unclothed, where I am toppled by heat, where I struggle for air where water once was. A lone vulture calls, I squint, raspy, drawn-out, hissing sound, where birds of prey convene, where water once was, where carcasses now grow. Grunting like hungry pigs or barking dogs in the distance, where bones turn from pink to creamy yellow, where water once was, and fishes and deer, where the hatchet sun sets.